welcome to No Such Thing as a Bad Movie podcast. I'm April Atmansky, and I'm here today with...
Hey, my name's Justin the Clue.
Oh my God, you guys are really sending it.
Whoa!
I'm kidding.
Whoa, man.
Radical.
Catch that wicked wave.
Oh, man.
And
Shaka.
Yeah, Shaka, bro. Okay, so today we're talking about a little movie you've probably never heard of called Send It. Actually, it's called Send It!
With an exclamation
point.
Yeah. It actually is under a different title somewhere, and I forget what it is now. But we searched it, and it was something else.
Captain Crochet.
Yeah,
French.
but whatever. We know it as Send It. Directed by Andrew Stevens, the guy from Munchie.
He's one of the bad guys. This guy's directed a lot of crap. He's like a writer, director, producer,
We
actor.
Definitely talked about him in the Munchie episode because he's
we
produced
did,
like hundreds
because
of movies.
He was part of that kind of like forgotten Roger Corman 90s wave of films.
Mm-hmm.
Like he produced a lot of them and acted in some of them and directed some of them either. I get the sense that he only directs if there's like an issue and he needs to save a production, which makes me wonder what happened during Send It. But, you know, maybe he was just passionate about, and we're going to talk a lot about it, the great sport of kiteboarding.
I want to believe he was passionate about this.
Well, you know, maybe are you thinking it's like a kind of like Hobbit situation where like Guillermo del Toro was going to direct
like he had to direct it?
Yeah, like
to keep people's jobs?
Guillermo's like, I can't work on this anymore. I have to go back to Toronto to finish
and all
Nightmare
these
Alley.
poor kiteboarders would have no movie if it wasn't for Andrew
And then
Stevens.
Andrew is like, I got to protect the studio's investment, man. I got to step in. I got to send it.
He's Jim Wynorski and Fred Olen Ray's buddy, right? Because he's produced. He's produced and shown up in several of their films.
Yeah.
You will be shocked to learn that the big event that is the centerpiece of this movie stopped happening in 2019, 2 years before this movie came out.
Really?
I had a feeling.
I assumed that they were just filming like a real
they did. The event probably at the time, and it probably took a couple years for Send It, like a diamond, to be cut in the right way, and then it can come out, and its glory can be experienced by all.
So they filmed it, just right at the peak,
Yeah, not to jump ahead, but I felt like this movie was missing a scene at the end.
Oh, absolutely. Like a climax of some sort?
Yeah. But anyway, it's an hour and 40 minutes.
Check the time, though. The credits start at like 1:32.
Oh, do they? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
But let's talk about what kiteboarding is. Let's paint a visual picture for people because that's what the whole movie's about.
Yeah, so this is like an 80s sports movie, or more like a 90s sports movie, but done in 2019.
2020.
Released in 2021, which is what's so bizarre about it. It's like your typical like young, rookie in a sport. He goes to the big competition and
but what is kiteboarding? Like what?
Well,
what is it? You're kind of on like a stubby surfboard.
Yeah.
Yes.
You're harnessed into like almost like a parachute, like just a kite, and then the wind drags you along.
Yeah, it looks like
that's
a
all it
mini
is.
parachute. Yeah, but you go up jumps and you can do like tricks and twirls, and it does look pretty cool.
At one point, they race their kiteboarding. Like there's a whole race, and I was like, oh, is that part of the competition? And the moves in this movie are very ill-defined as well. Like, I guess they're like, I need to do a 720. Like that's as high as you can get as far as like describing what the moves are.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, this movie is actually fails. It is not a sports anime where you have somebody on the sidelines going, they're doing this and now they have to do this in order to do this. And there's not enough of that. So you're just basically...
Yeah, there should have been a lot more of that. It would have made the movie a little bit more comprehensible, I think.
Just have people going, oh, well, he beefed that
I
one.
want like, it's like Casino Royale where like, Giancarlo Giannini is like, he has to get the king to get the royal flush.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel that they maybe did not have the resources to maybe tell a story through these kiteboarding competitions. So instead they just shot them and they're like, let's throw it all in a montage at the end.
Yeah.
Man, but the stories they told, Justin.
Yeah, a lot of romance.
Multiple stories.
And sex.
Oh. This is a movie that it has that vibe of like my favorite kind of these movies. Felt like it was written in a different language and then translated back to English, and everything's a little off.
Nobody speaks like this.
Yeah, I mean, it's the script and the dialogue.
Yeah.
It's real bad.
I will say what my favorite thing of this movie right off the top. I love sports movies where it's a niche sport that paints a picture that the world is obsessed with the sport. Like everyone in this movie, they love kiteboarding so much. There's a kiteboarding channel. There's a kiteboarding themed bar run by Michael J. White.
He has to have the worst agent in Hollywood.
I think maybe he was passionate about this.
What if White he just loves kiteboarding?
I cannot see that, but I don't know. He certainly loves big watches because he's wearing one of the biggest watches I've ever seen in my life.
He's good in this, although he did look like he was kind of reading his script from just off.
Yeah, there are whole scenes where he looks like he's just staring off screen.
He's like doing a Orson Welles, like reading the cue cards.
Yeah, he's just like has no expression on his face, and he's just he's always crossing his arms and showing this watch. It looks like it's like the size of a grandfather clock.
Do you think it's like a Michael J. White branded watch?
It probably is.
Or he was paid to, little product placement on the side there.
He makes a point of like always sort of crossing his arms in a way where it's always showing.
You need to show off the guns and the merchandise.
Yeah, I mean, he's looking good. He looks like exactly the same as he did pretty much in Spawn.
Well, he's not asked to do much in this movie either, other than probably, if I had to take a guess, a day of shooting. Like he never leaves the one location.
Yep.
No, that's not true. He sees Billy off at his house.
Okay, so there's
two locations,
two or three locations.
And it's a really quick. It's one scene.
We'll get to the one day cameo later, but
they seem to have catch him, this person, like going to the bathroom, cross his frame.
Yeah.
So the movie starts, and I'm like, is this movie set in 2001? Because it's like, like this has a cavalcade of hits that like sound like a song but you definitely do not know what they are.
It's all like sound alike. So I'm like, hey, that's like fake Motley Crue, or like, hey, this is
41.
Fake Ramones, or whatever, blah, blah, blah.
This movie at the very beginning reminded me a lot of a movie, I think from 2001, called Blue Crush. I don't know if you guys saw it.
I haven't seen it. I know of it.
It was it was really big with teenage girls who definitely was like,
and teenage boys.
Girls surfing.
Did you take up surfing after seeing it?
No way. Well, where would I surf? We live in Ontario.
I mean, Blue Crush, directed by John Stockwell, the bully in Christine.
Oh yeah,
really?
That's right.
Okay.
That's right.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean
not to be confused with Into the Blue.
Oh,
also about surfing. Also directed by John Stockwell.
Oh, okay.
Really?
That was the one with Jessica Alba.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, and Paul Walker.
I was confusing it with that one. That's the one I've seen.
Oh no, Blue Crush is the one starring.
That's the one she gets her arm chomped by a shark, right?
No, she has her crotch. It's like right on her groin, and the.
I thought she lost an arm. What am I thinking of?
There was a famous surfer who lost their arm, and I think was in Blue Crush as a cameo.
Oh, sorry, I'm talking about Into the Blue.
I know you're talking about Into the Blue.
Wait, someone gets their crotch bitten by a shark.
Yeah, it's like the
blue?
girl. I think she loses her arm, and then they're like lifting her out of the water, and then the shark jumps up and like bites her crotch off or something like that.
Sounds like something
it's really
out of
bad.
like Piranha 3D.
I will say that like Josh Brolin has the best death in any movie. It's so funny at the end.
I didn't know that this movie was good. I thought it was just a big bomb.
It's trash.
But you're selling it.
It's just the director like following behind Jessica Alba's ass.
I'm confusing. So there is a film, it's called Soul Surfer from 2011 that came out about the woman who got her arm bit off by a shark.
Right.
Oh, okay. I'm pretty sure the woman in Into the Blue loses her arm. Not Jessica Alba, her friend.
Okay.
Also her crotch.
Okay, well, back to Send It.
Can we just talk about how this lead looks so much like Zac Efron?
He's like his clone. It's uncanny.
He is the Dame DeHaan of Zac Efron?
Dan Dion?
Dane DeHaan. He looks almost exactly like him until you like get a little closer and realize like...
Yeah, he's your parents are like, we got Zac Efron for your birthday party.
Yeah,
But you just stay at a distance while he...
He could be a Zac Efron impersonator.
But it's like his name is like Jack Epstein or something like that.
Jake
God, I hope it's not Epstein.
Jake Epstein.
He has like his
Canada's own.
He has the same hair. He's got the same like eyes and eyebrows. It's crazy.
But that's what's weird about it is, again, Zac Efron, High School Musical, wasn't that like 2010? So we're talking 10 years. So this movie feels like it's from the past in so many ways, but it's not. It's current, and that's current. That's what makes it so funny.
I love that, the entire town come to see Billy, the Zac Efron lookalike, do his kiteboarding, not even competitively. He's just doing tricks. And then when he gets off his board, they all circle around him and applaud and cheer and are very invested in what's going on.
Yeah, but he's doing it. It's like this sort of water park. I forget what it's like Hydrus or something. And
yeah, it's Michael Jai White's, his kiteboarding themed bar and lake, it looks like.
Yeah, it's like a little private lake, and it's got this crane. So instead of being dragged along by the kite, it's just like a kind of pulley system that's dragging, and I guess that's a thing.
It looks like a zip line. I mean, I'd do that.
Yeah, that'd be kind of fun.
Yeah, at least it's a little more controlled. What I was thinking about later during the kite, board race, don't some of those kites ever get tangled up? Yeah, into each other.
Yeah,
if they're
pretty
racing
close.
each other and not just going one at a time.
So in this scene, Billy is told by his girlfriend, "Hey, you should come work at my father's factory. You're 21 years old. You can't make your life kiteboarding." And he's like, "You don't understand me. Kiteboarding's going to be my life."
She's this really snobby rich person, and it's one of those things where you're like, these people would never be together.
Well, no,
they are so wrong for one another. It's not funny.
I mean, it's just it's very classic
but
sports movie character.
But they're having this breakup conversation while surrounded by 100 people watching them.
Yeah.
And Michael Jai White.
And also Michael Jai, or waitress at the kiteboarding bar, who's
theme bar.
Yeah, who's you think is gonna be a character, and then she's not. She's just watching him on a TV screen.
Yeah.
Later in the movie.
But Michael Jai White, he's like, you're gonna have to learn to do a 720 if you're gonna have a shot.
I can only get up to 540.
I don't know what that is.
So yeah, they
720p.
Michael Jai White has crowdfunded.
It's the number of spins that you can do, April. I only know this because I played 1080 snowboarding on N64.
So a 720-degree spin.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think a 1080, is that all the way around?
360 is all the way around.
360 is all the way around. So a 180 would be a full turn. And then I guess a 720 is not quite that.
It's two full spins.
You spin around twice?
A 1080 would be 3 spins in the air before you land.
Okay.
Yeah, now you know.
They really should have explained this better in the movie.
Nah, man, it's like Clockwork Orange. You got to learn the lingo.
Yeah, you got to go with it. But yeah,
at the original theatrical screenings of Senate, they would give you a little pamphlet with all the glossary terms.
It was like Dune.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, because at one point they're like, "Oh man, what a yard sale!" I'm like, pause the movie. Yard sale. Oh, it's when someone crashes and loses all their gear. It's called the yard sale.
Okay. I wondered what that was.
They say it multiple times in the movie.
Yeah.
It is not a term that is exclusive to kiteboarding.
No, it's not.
Also in skiing and snowboarding and stuff like that.
Oh, we would use it all the time for a situation.
Oh, so you know this term?
Yeah, my friends would use it, or a gong show, or
I've heard of that.
Yeah, a gong show, or a yard sale.
It's a total yard sale.
It's just a fucked up situation where everything is just randomly.
Have you ever
placed
called
everywhere.
a fucked up situation or a problem a ham sandwich?
That
That might be exclusive to my family, but we would say
Wait, what? Ham sandwiches are good.
I know, but instead of saying it was a clusterfuck, you would say it was a ham sandwich.
Or
we haven't said that
dog's
in a really
breakfast.
Long time. I've heard of dog's breakfast as well. Anyway.
That means vomit, guys.
It's a real dog's breakfast. It's just an ugly mess.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Michael Jai White has raised money from the crowd to pay for Billy's.
Yeah, we love you, Billy.
The greatest. To pay his $500 entry fee into the world championship kite.
It's at least, I guess it is the world because there's people
but
from other
what's
countries.
funny is they don't even, as we learn later on, get him entry. He's just in the opens.
But that's the best thing.
And did he need that big a crowd to raise $500?
It's $1
Everyone
each.
gave $2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We love you, Billy, and your dumb kiteboarding thing.
Yeah.
He's a local hero of wherever he is from.
I think it's Texas.
Texas?
Somewhere in Texas.
Oh, yeah.
So does he not? North Carolina, I believe.
No, he's from Texas.
Yeah, and then they go to North Carolina.
Does he not have parents? I guess he lives by himself, right? Because we see his bedroom.
Yeah.
There's a story later.
He lives at home, and so we cut to him at home, like packing up because he's going to go on a road trip.
He has 2 basketball nets in his bedroom
Yeah.
that he dunks stuff in.
And then he's got the old picture of his dad and Michael Jai White in
From
I don't
the
know,
war.
like the
Photoshopped in the war. Yes.
It is so badly photoshopped, and it was so funny. I was like, April, he's going to pick it up. We're going to get some badly photoshopped Michael Jai White.
I thought maybe,
and she said,
I doubted for a second.
Maybe they won't have it photoshopped.
Maybe they got dressed up and no.
It is like the worst Photoshop you've ever seen.
Can someone on YouTube make a montage of all the bad photoshopped photos in movies? Because there's a lot.
It can't be that hard.
It's that and then people going enhance. We just need a montage of both of those things.
It's every movie with a picture. Like,
they look
it's
so
always
bad.
It's just so bad. You can tell they're not even together. Like
yeah, I know.
A Michael Jai White gives him earphones, and the guy's like, "Whoa, earphones!"
That
awesome.
never comes up again.
Never comes up again.
Yeah, he goes, "Wow, these are the best earphones," but they're like earbuds. They're not.
Well,
maybe they were supposed to be sponsored, and they just didn't say the name because they pulled out.
They were just so he could wear them while kiteboarding.
They do show a guy later in the competition opening up the same brand of earbuds.
Okay, so sponsorship.
And he's like, "Wow, thanks, Michael Jai White." And he's like, "Yeah, and somebody somehow they fit all this music on this player thing here." And he's like,
"Yeah,
wow.
It's like, have you heard of this? And was this movie made in 2008?" And it's like, zoom.
Yeah, it was probably written back then for sure.
Yeah.
I don't know how they fit all the records in this little box thing.
He's like, "Yeah, my playlist." Wait, so who made the playlist? Was it the girl that works at the bar?
I don't know. She's not a character. It's very weird.
This movie is there's holes in it.
Well, okay. Then he goes,
"There's holes in Send It."
Yeah.
Not in the kites they're flying, or else they wouldn't get that sweet air.
Yeah.
Then he's taking off, he's leaving, and he looks back at Michael Jai White, and they have a kind of secret.
Oh, I love that. He taps his chest, kisses his fist, and then gives a peace sign.
It's like their little secret, kind of.
They have a secret
handshake thing. He goes on a road trip, and we get this cute kind of animated Indiana Jones travel map, blah blah blah.
Did you notice
weird.
one of them? There's a cloud that appears. It's blowing wind.
Yeah.
It's animated. They bring in clip art. There's
animated.
a cow and the mouth opens and it goes moo.
He's traveling across Texas.
Listen, it's just making a little entertainment.
Yeah,
for,
and so at this point you're thinking, okay, there's been no.
It's a road movie.
There's been no
The Wizard.
There's been no swears in this movie so far. This
seems
is
pretty wholesome.
This is a wholesome, family entertainment movie. No, he ends up in Mississippi. And this movie really takes a turn right now.
So we get first of all, his car beeps a sound. Oh man, I'm out of gas. Do cars do that now? We don't drive.
I think so.
Call in now to let us know. And
1-800 Send It.
Yeah. So he goes to a gas station that's like a diner.
And as he's paying, somebody runs off, a young blonde-haired woman, and they're like, "She didn't pay."
But that
and then the
whore.
2 greasiest cooks you've ever seen.
Yeah.
Also,
we're gonna get her.
Justin, did you notice before they leave, one of the cooks has a centerfold of an anime magazine?
Oh, does
He turns it the other way, like you would a Playboy, but it was like a manga drawing.
Yeah, and then
Oh yeah, he's reading. It looks like Ascent or something like that, 25.
Scent.
But so Billy is, I asked the waitress, what's going on? And she says, whore done run the bill. Go get him, boys.
And I was
A $12
excuse me?
bill.
This is they attempt to rape her.
Yeah, and they say you've been asking for it all day.
You whore,
there's
bitch.
absolutely no question this is what is happening.
Yeah.
So we go from
They're, pulling off-
lighthearted scene to attempted rape.
Yeah, and this is broad daylight at this family diner.
I guess the logic behind it was that they are the most cartoonishly evil guys, that they're like, "Hey, yeah, you're gonna get it."
Yeah, they're straight out of
awful.
Deliverance or something. Billy walks out on them, and they're trying to pull her clothes off, basically.
Yeah,
It's oh my God.
they are. They literally
And
are.
he uses his kiteboarding skills. Nah, not really. He just kind of beats him up a little
He
bit.
uses mild martial arts to like no he takes the guy's like hand and he like almost breaks his wrist, and then he's like, hey, your shoulder, I pulled on this nerve and it'll heal in a couple days. So that was like kiteboarding knowledge.
Is it?
Of shoulder muscles.
How would you need to know that?
Well, because he's using his shoulder muscles all the time.
We said it was like it's something, some kind of cartilage or something that's gonna heal. So he takes off. The girl drops her flip-flop when she's fleeing the rapists. And,
I think it's a Cinderella reference.
Oh, yeah.
If the flip-flop fits,
you must acquit.
So then we get the
murder.
The common character trait for a woman in a movie is I'm angry and mean, and that's my character. But she actually gets over that pretty quickly, which was
what
refreshing.
if she was angry and mean, and then angry again? And then nice, and then angry again.
And then too nice, and then she's a pretty all over the place written character. But he picks her up. They she agrees to get a lift to the next town,
but no blowjobs and no hand jobs.
Yeah,
and I'm like, okay, this is not a kids movie whatsoever.
No, but like honestly, a kid probably could see this and not be traumatized or anything.
And her main kind of thing is she's like, you look like a Seth to me. He's like, no, my name's Billy. Nah, you look like a Seth. And this is a running joke throughout the movie.
I guess.
I mean, is it a reference to the fact that a lot of like surfer dudes in the 90s were named Seth?
I don't know. Were they?
I don't know.
Seth Green, Seth Cohen.
Were they surfers?
Were they surfers?
Both are from the OC, Seth Cohen.
Oh.
That's Adam Brody's character.
That's right.
He's one of the most famous
at one point,
Seths.
He's like, I'm Billy and I kite. And then she like loses a smile on her face and she's like, are you some kind of pervert? And he goes, no, not that kind of kite. Also, I'm not a pervert.
Yeah,
and
what the hell?
What kind of kite is there? Some kind of oh my God, I'm brilliant. What he should have said was, I do water sports. Right?
Well,
because that
that's a non-sexual thing. Water sports. It's not tied to peeing on someone at all.
But like, what the heck? Oh no, not that kind of kite. Is there some kind of sexual kite?
I think the assumption is just like, oh, if you fly a kite, you like little children or something like that.
I don't even know if that's what that is. I'd like to think not, but maybe. Remember there used to be a phrase, go fly a kite? I don't even know what that means, but something people used to say.
Get lost and stand in a field somewhere while flying a kite.
Well, we're really getting into the colloquialisms this episode.
Well, we gotta, keep moving on to the action-packed events, like where they take photos in front of a lighthouse for 5 minutes.
A crappy lighthouse on like an overcast day.
Billy's girlfriend has been like texting this entire time. She kind of like gives him an ultimatum and he kind of walks off. So you kind of assume that they broke up, but
no, she wants him back.
This girl, Sky, the hitchhiker, steals his $500 in a previous shot and then decides he's too nice and then gives it back to him in this scene.
If they had too much fun taking photos in front of the lighthouse where she's like, ooh, I like this a lot. As he's just like, get down there. All right, get over it. All right, get to the side. It's like, how many photos of the sign of the lighthouse do you need?
Honestly, her personality changes like instantly. And then now she's like this very outgoing, I'm going to kind of hustle my way into any situation with my charm, I guess. And my look.
He gets a text from his girlfriend and she sees it. And then she's really grumpy afterwards, and they're silent in the car as a song plays in a montage.
Yeah, and the song is like, I don't like sitting next to you and looking at you. It's very appropriate to what we're listening to.
The most like on the nose lyrics. Oh, it's just rotten. And then we arrive at the competition.
The big competition.
North Carolina.
And they arrive, and she is wowed like the characters in Jurassic Park seeing the dinosaurs for the first time. She's like, whoa.
It's true.
All the kites flying around in the air.
And now she's like, well, me and Seth, as she calls him, Billy, I'm going to ride him to the top, essentially. And she's like trying to like introduce him to people. And like, he's like, actually, I just met her today.
And also my name is not Seth. And as a character is like, what is going on? This is very confusing.
It's funny when the characters in the movie are confused.
It's like an SNL sketch.
Well, this is like the who's who of kiteboarding. So we get introduced to Jake Wind.
Jake Wind. That might be the coolest name I've ever heard. Although maybe it kind of makes you think of farting. I don't know. But because he's a kiteboarding guy, it makes sense.
And then what's the other guy's name? Skeets or Skeet?
Skeet or something.
Skeets. I don't know. Whatever.
He's a real kiteboarder. I saw his name in the credits.
I think most of them
Skeeter
are.
Bowman is his name.
Okay. But
Yeah,
I guess
most of them are.
I guess they call him Skeet. And man, everyone at this place is so excited. They can't stop talking about Two Chainz.
Kiteboarding. Yeah.
Well, Two Chainz,
Two
and
Chainz.
kiteboarding.
Oh, Two Chainz. Yes. Like, I have the
Holy
DVD,
cow.
and it says on the cover, with a special appearance in music by Two Chainz.
I have
like,
never heard Two Chainz' name mentioned so many times in my life. It's like every 20 seconds, like, Two Chainz. You
Yeah.
going to the Two Chainz concert? Wow. I'll see you at Two Chainz.
Now, I'm not up on the musics. I've heard of Two Chainz. I do not know.
What is one of his
I
songs?
don't know.
I have no idea.
I'm afraid I don't know.
I would not.
here, I'm going to name some off that pop up when I search it. Bugatti.
No.
No?
Nope.
BFF.
No.
Move, bitch.
Well, that's a ludicrous song, so maybe
Oh,
he's
yeah.
on that.
It's Golden Grain. Bees in the Trap. We
Oh, I know
Own It.
Bee-
Oh,
I
that's
know-
from Fast and the Furious 6.
Bees in the Trap is Nicki Minaj, so I guess.
Yeah,
was
is he
on that.
involved? Oh, song by Two Chainz. So he works with a lot of people. It looks like, because I see here like
he could have
We
wrote
Own It from
those
Fast and the
songs.
Furious 6. Two Chainz and Wiz Khalifa.
Wiz Khalifa, I've heard of. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so maybe, yeah. Anyway,
He's more of a producer
yeah,
kinda
he could
guy?
Be a producer. He's also in this movie for like 5 seconds.
Okay, Two Chainz, formerly Titty Boy, is an American rapper.
Well,
Great name.
maybe it's just not a Toronto thing, but every single person in this movie knows
They
who Two
love
Chainz-
Two
They
Chainz.
love Two Chainz. They can't stop talking about him. But first, before we see Two Chainz, we see his sound guy, big hair.
Yes.
Big hair.
I think big hair. Yes.
It could be his real hair. I mean,
It's like gigantic dreadlocks.
it's down to like his knees,
Yeah.
yo. And it's.
I guess his name is
something.
Big Hair. He's got big hair.
And don't forget, we're also introduced to the real, a little something for daddy. Denise Richards is in this movie,
Yep.
and she wants to get down.
Oh man, she wants to bone everyone in this movie.
Yeah, and I mean it's not appropriate. I guess it's all supposed to be in good fun, but I mean if she was a man,
It's a little too body for April.
If she was
She's
if she was a man, it would be if there was a guy an older guy at a party and someone said, hey, he likes to deflower young girls. Because that's literally what they
Yes.
say about
Yeah.
her. That's inappropriate.
She's grabbing his crotch.
She's
in the
grabbing
scene.
butts. She calls them honey buns, I think.
Honey ass.
it's so stupid.
She
but-
is looking very bronzed in this
Yeah.
movie.
jerky skinned, if you will.
It kind of looked like she already had a tan, and then she put a bunch of like fake tanner over that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Bronzer.
She's
over
kind
that.
of like a step down from like George Hamilton or something like that.
I mean, she's still hot, and that's good for her. And she wanted to be in this movie.
She's one of the
obviously.
Real Housewives of Beverly Hill, right? I remember
I
I
don't
talked
know.
about this with my pal Mark Hansen when we discussed this movie on the Bay Street Video Podcast. He knows all this stuff. So.
I don't know
I don't
anything
know.
about housewives.
It seems like she could be because she wants to bone all the young men in this scene.
And
Yeah, she is indeed on that, or she was on that reality TV show.
well,
my
good for
God.
her because she's not the best actress, but she was in a lot of stuff. And when she was a super young gal in the 90s, she was like. She was the it girl for a little.
Yeah,
for a
she was in
bit.
Wild Things and
That's right,
Starship.
Wild Thing. She was great in that.
Starship
I
Troopers.
think she was in 12 seasons. It looks like of 2.5 Men. She was in a lot of it.
Oh my
it says
God.
here.
Wow.
Oh, because wasn't she married to Charlie Sheen?
She was married to Charlie Sheen for a while, right?
She was in that Bond movie.
I never saw that one.
Do you guys know how 2.5 Men ended?
No, I
No.
never watched it.
Okay, so the final episode, they learn that Charlie Sheen is still alive and he's coming for them, and it's played like a monster is about to attack them.
Wait, did they
And then
they
at the-
killed off his character and replaced him?
Yes, he got thrown
Yeah.
in front of a train.
Oh my god.
And then it ends with the Charlie Sheen lookalike coming to the door, and then a piano falls on him, and then it pulls back to reveal whoever the creator is, Chuck Lorre.
Yeah.
And he kind of looks in the camera like Bugs Bunny. He's like, "Ain't I a stinker?" or something
Oh
like
my
that.
God.
What the hell happened on that show?
Wow. If there's
I don't know. The half man left, and he like got religious
Yeah,
at a certain point.
it's-
The half man.
John Cryer.
No, the little kid.
John Cryer was the half man of the 2.5 Men.
Oh God! If there's ever a show that I know absolutely nothing about, it's
I've
that
never
show.
seen.
Yeah.
They had like a sassy housemaid or something like that.
I don't know if I ever watched an episode. Maybe
I've never seen an
one.
episode.
I just remember he had like very loud like shirts, like bowling shirts or something. I don't know. That's all I know about the show.
You know that Charlie Sheen had another sitcom that ran like 700 episodes with Martin Sheen?
What?
Yeah.
No. Was this newer or is it after?
I think it was Anger Management, Charlie Sheen.
Oh, I've heard.
God.
I've heard of that. Yeah.
Yeah. What was the name of the show? I'm looking here and I can't find it. But it was one of those shows like it exists probably in daytime TV.
Wow.
And like just runs forever, but nobody talks about
Like
it.
The World According to Jim.
Yeah, I'm sure
Yes.
somebody was watching it.
Which is still going on
Oh
to
my
this
God.
day,
No.
some people say. No, that's not true.
Okay, well, back to the movie. I just want to say my favorite thing about the movie is that everyone does this hand signal that I'm doing right now,
The
which
shaka.
is your thumb and your pinky is out. Everyone does this in every situation constantly. It's replaced the thumbs up.
hang 10, man.
It's replaced the
Or
thumbs up in this world.
Like hang loose or whatever.
Yeah, and it's like if you're leaving, instead of waving, you do that. And it's just funny to me because it's like I'm in an alternate universe where the thumbs up and the wave and the handshake is out and the shaka is in.
You're in an alternate universe where people love kiteboarding, that they
Yeah.
cannot get enough of it.
Yeah, well, I mean, we were talking about this, like, clearly, like, it is a real thing. Maybe it's
Oh,
not,
yeah.
like, the most popular
There's
thing ever.
supposedly there's only like 1 to 2 million people who kiteboard
That's
in
not very-
the world, which is
that's
not very
pretty
much. It's a
low.
very expensive hobby to do.
I see. Okay.
Which is maybe why the cameo we see later in the movie is featured in it.
Oh my
Yeah.
God. Well, here we are introduced to the French douchebag kiteboarder.
This guy rules because he's like, I am here. It is me.
Yeah.
He's talking in the third person.
You are looking at a champion, people.
He's funny, and apparently, I don't know if he's really French. I'm assuming he's French because he speaks French. He doesn't just have a weird accent. So he's good at being a villain for most of the movie.
Yeah,
It's so funny that there's like always a circle of people around them when they have these, but it's like, who are these people?
Yeah.
Like, do they know what's going on?
The audience.
Like,
The audience is in the movie.
I mean, it's a bigger audience than Send It has. Let's be honest.
Oh, yeah. I wanted to ask you, Justin, why do you have this DVD?
Only because Mark Hansen got it at Bay Street Video, and he's like, I just like the cover. Let's watch it for our blind buy. And that's why we bought it. And at the time that I bought it on DVD, because I like it, because I find it very funny, it wasn't available anywhere digitally. It was only the DVD that existed.
Okay, so it's the only way to see it. Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
And now you can get it on Amazon, right? Is that how you guys watched it?
Apple.
iTunes.
YouTube.
Yeah, we
rented
It's
it.
rentable on places. Spoilers at the
Yeah.
end of this podcast.
So they, the French guy, he's a little rude to Sky. So Billy steps in, defends her, and
Oh, they have like the lamest fight
Yeah.
on the ground, and Billy's like, "Oh my god!" as they just like gently pied each other.
Yeah.
and Billy's gifted 2 tickets to Two Chainz.
I like how is it Jake Wind? Like
Yeah.
someone talks to him, he's like, "Okay, that's all right," and then he gives him 2 tickets to Two
Chainz.
Chainz.
He's like, yeah, that was.
He's like, "Oh my god, thank you so much."
they love Two Chainz. Then I guess he's staying at like a beach house or something.
With,
So, we also learned that he's not actually in the competition. He's
Yeah.
only in the opens, where you need to win first place to be in the competition.
Yeah, so the Open is just all the amateurs competing, and then the winner of that gets to participate as a professional.
That's right. But
of
we know
kiteboarding.
he's gonna do it. Come
Yeah.
on, he's our hero.
He meets Rad and Cal, two
Yes.
stoners.
Spicoli.
do you get it? Rad and Cal,
Yeah.
Radical.
Oh my god, I just got that.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, they say it in the movie just to make sure if
Yeah.
you didn't miss it or not.
I think Rad is completely modeled after Spicoli, Sean
Yeah.
Penn from
Yes.
Fast Times.
Which is like
Now-
an old reference.
I feel bad for these 2 actors because you get these roles. Are you like, this is my big break?
Yeah.
Like, I'm
Yeah.
finally in a feature film. I get to be the comedy guy. As we learn later on, I get to be on the stage where Two Chainz will perform.
Oh yeah.
The shorter guy had a pretty extensive resume on IMDb of like small TV roles. So he's
he did?
done
Okay.
things.
So he's doing okay.
I don't know.
He's
about
kind of
the
like
other
fake
guy.
Seth Green. They
Yes,
have
that's
that
exactly what he
dynamic.
is.
And they're always like, whoa,
Yeah,
radical.
and so like they're introduced actually smoking pot, something that the parents would not like if you were showing this to your kids.
No, probably.
Why, April? Why is this particular episode all through the prism of if you watched it with a parent and a 10-year-old child?
Hey, look at that cover. Wouldn't you want to rent it if you were young?
Send it.
Yeah, I would be so embarrassed
Mommy,
when
Daddy,
I would watch it.
rent it.
Are adults renting Send It?
No. Well, we are.
No.
Well, yeah, we did.
Except us.
Yeah, we did.
So.
They're like, oh my God, somebody rented Send It.
Oh my jeez.
Not since one person named Jay DeClue bought it on DVD.
Has anyone seen this movie?
I actually looked on Amazon. You can get it yourself for $15 and it'll deliver tomorrow
Oh my
on
God,
DVD.
what a deal.
I would not go for that deal.
So
they smoke.
They're smoking.
They're ripping bongs with Sky. She sits down, and then they go into like a weed fantasy where they're on stage performing with, not with Two Chainz, but with
Not with Two
with
Chainz.
big hair.
Oh, that wasn't even Two Chainz.
No.
It
Oh
wasn't
my
even Two
God.
Chainz.
So like, what? Also, no fantasy sequence ever again in this movie.
No,
No.
it's not a thing. Although
We will also go back to this Two Chainz concert later on.
Yes.
they're really building it up. I couldn't wait to see what Two Chainz looked like. I'm like, oh man, this is gonna be
'cause
amazing.
We don't know.
Will he have like two big chains as arms?
Yeah,
Like,
I don't
as arms?
So
And you guys have partaken in the wacky tobacco.
Yeah.
Do you hallucinate you're at a concert?
yeah, all the time with Two Chainz.
Always with
Not with Two Chainz, with big
Just
hair.
with
Let's
big
be-
hair.
let's be
big
straight.
hair.
And then, like most hunks do, Zac Efron takes out his acoustic guitar and he plays it shirtless and sings a song that only has 5 lines. Like, you see his pad of paper and it only has 5 lines on
I
it.
guess he's writing a song. But when did he have a guitar? Wait,
He did not.
was it just in his truck, I guess?
No, it must have been just in the room.
Yeah, he has a Jeep.
Yeah, the room
Where-
that he has that looks like a sex room, just
Oh
clothes
yeah,
all
and
over
they're
the
like,
place.
yeah, it's really gnarly, bro. It's just a regular bedroom that has some clothes on the floor. Like,
Yeah.
what?
There was a red shirt on the bed that I thought maybe was a blood stain.
You know
but
what?
It wasn't.
It's a scene like this that makes me realize they wrote the script and then didn't change anything when they were shooting. This is why you need writers on set. Hey,
Yeah. We support the writers' strike.
true.
No such thing as a bad
it,
movie.
It doesn't make any sense because the room was not gnarly enough. So
It was.
Like, what did you want, April? Like, just like shit?
I wanted it to be
Like,
really
on-
dirty, or maybe there's like dirty
Something at a-
dishes
at
or
a train
something.
Or there's no
spotting or something.
bed.
Or like
It's just like a mattress on the floor.
Yeah,
Yeah.
come on.
So rich snobby girlfriend shows up out of the blue.
No, not yet. Not yet.
What?
Because the main guy serenades the woman with
Sky.
blonde hair he picked up on the side of the road.
Sky.
They talk a little bit, and then she goes, I'm so tired. And she takes her shirt off, lays down on the bed, and then he lays down. They look at each other in the eyes, and she goes, no, I'm too tired.
Yeah.
And then they hug.
They just kind of
They
spoon.
spoon, and then she comes in, and
Yeah.
it's like, what is this? She's freaking out, and then he's like,
Rightfully so, I would
well,
say.
she goes, we split up 2 days ago, and now you're doing this, okay?
Oh, did they split up? Did they officially split up in that scene?
Well, in the
ambiguous.
beginning, she's like, "If you walk away from me now,
Oh, okay.
we're done." And then he just keeps walking, and everyone in the crowd goes,
Ooh.
But like he's like, I just met her a day ago. It's nothing. And then Sky's like, nothing. So now he's got 2 women who are mad at him because she's like, I thought we had something special when we met 30 hours ago.
"Ay,
Yeah.
women, am I right?"
I know, right?
And then we get so the Two Chainz. This has been built up so much.
We're finally going to go to the Two Chainz concert.
They go to the Two Chainz concert. Everyone is
Yeah.
talking. Even the French people are talking about Two Chainz. They're like,
Yeah.
Yes. We get a scene of them. It's like, can't wait to go to the
Yeah.
Two
"Let's-
Chainz
the
concert.
Chainz."
Frenchie kiteboarder and his girlfriend / business manager, French lady, who you
Yes.
find out had a previous
With
relationship
Jake Wind.
with
Jake
Jake Wind.
Wind.
But there's this like preamble where they get let in to what you would assume maybe in the script is like a club before, like where the concert is.
No, but it's the real water sports
it's a
store.
Billabong.
Yeah,
There's
it's
a
a
Billabong
Billabong.
sign, and it's like, and then they're like, okay, guys, let's go to the concert.
Yeah.
Like, so it's in another room in that.
Billy and
building.
Frenchie almost get in another fight, and then Jake Wind is like, "No, man, we're gonna settle this tomorrow."
At the what's it called?
At the downwind race. We're gonna have a downwind race. I don't know.
Yeah, downwind race,
Downwind
which is the
race.
second leg of the race
the-
that you see in this
The
movie.
French guy is like, "Oh no, I'm not gonna race him in a downwind race."
Yeah.
Oh.
And this Two Chainz concert, there's like 30 people there.
It-
Like,
Yeah.
it's not.
It is so lame. It's like so much build up.
They're going nuts. Even the old French lady, she's up front and center.
But they love Two Chainz.
Yeah.
They love him.
doesn't?
And he comes out and performs, like I said, for like a minute. Is it
Maybe
30
that.
seconds?
Maybe that.
Yeah.
Girls are like reaching at him like on
Yeah.
stage and stuff.
And
It's like the Beatles.
he's acting like he's too good to be there, and he probably is.
Yeah.
But he wanted a paycheck, so good for him.
Well, he probably doesn't even know he's in a movie. Like, he's like, wait, what?
I thought I was just performing a private party.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking of
Billabong.
like the fantasy scene that they had to shoot like earlier, and then they have to convince Two Chainz to let them like film a scene before he goes on stage.
Yeah.
Okay,
Well, he did not. So it's like, well, Big Hair is going to dance and sing
it's
with
like,
you.
Big Hair, you go out and do it.
Also, by the way, Jake Wind is played by Patrick Fabian, an actor who has been in things. Not anything I
Okay.
know, but he's an actual actor.
He's got a very big role in this movie, much bigger than he should have.
Yeah.
Two Chainz is like the shark in Jaws. Like, you couldn't show him in the dream sequence. You had to see him later on for the impact.
But you always feel his presence.
Everyone's
after
like,
this.
where's Two Chainz?
They really are.
He's a real poochie.
Yeah, and it's like, are you getting in? No, man, I didn't get tickets. There's a big lineup to get in, so it's like a private concert, I guess.
Yeah.
Why would he play?
Yeah, but then Rad and Cal, they're like, you can't get in. And then they're just in 2 minutes later.
Yeah.
It's very
I think
weird.
Billy says, "They're with me."
Yeah, but they say no, but then they somehow get in, probably in a scene that was somehow cut of wacky
And then
comedy.
buckle up, because this is really the only wind or kiteboarding that Billy does. Because at the beginning, like, it's like, tell us what your move is for like the qualifying, I guess.
Yeah, he's got to compete in the amateur competition, and
He's like, I'm gonna do a 720, and like everyone's like, oh, he said he's gonna do a 720. There's no way he's gonna do a 720.
but everyone in this competition sucks. So it's not he's not even competing
Yeah.
against everybody or anybody, because nobody can even land after like a ramp jump or anything.
no,
yeah,
so he's clearly.
And so Billy lands, and so is Billy a kiteboarder too? Because you see him in the scene kiteboarding.
Well, I think he had a double because
Okay.
you do see him kiteboarding.
Yeah.
Because you see him giving the like hang 10 symbol
Yeah.
as he's like
So-
kiteboarding by.
So you definitely see his face, but then at the very end, they have a stunt double, like a
think
professional
they
windboard
credited-
or kiteboarder,
Yeah.
credited for him. So
He
maybe
could only do so much.
I guess, yeah.
You know, there's some moves he couldn't.
he could
pull
only
off.
do like 710.
Yeah.
The other guy could do a full 720.
But like Skeeter, blonde guy who is in this movie, I believe is doing all his own stuff.
Yeah,
and he is an actor in the movie, like he's acting.
and
then
French guy, I think,
French
too.
guy too, and then everyone else are like actual professional kiteboarders. Pretty cool. They're all sending it.
We say professional kiteboarders when like competition doesn't even exist anymore.
Yeah.
Well, at this time,
It'd be like I'm a professional fingerboarder or a devil stick user. Remember devil
Yeah.
Hey, if you're paid for it, you are a professional.
A professional.
Yeah,
That's
so they
true.
did get paid for their appearance in this movie, I'm sure.
I'm sure lots and lots of money.
You know what? I'm bringing devil sticks back. Get it out of the hands of those hippies. Now it's going to be all the cool kids are doing it
What
again.
could
now
you
it's-
do other than put like hit
Knock
it back, and forth?
Yeah.
Nothing
I
else.
had them, by the way.
Everybody had them in the 90s.
Yeah, I want to bring like real devil sticks, like
What's that?
summon like demons or something.
Okay.
Do some kind of ceremony.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
where it's at.
Well,
Do that
I'm
in
going to
the-
bring back devil sticks and crazy bones. That's the future.
Crazy Bones.
Crazy Bones are what came after Pogs, and they never
Yes.
hit my school. But my cousins who were a year younger than me, they did the Crazy Bones. It's basically like marbles, kind of. You have like
yeah, it's basically
it's like
marbles or
knock them
jacks,
over.
isn't it? Because
Oh.
you like throw it down.
Yeah, I mean Pogs were so much fun. I
thought it was like-
loved Pogs.
like chicken,
Oh, Pogs
chicken
were the
bones
best.
or something that you throw like.
I think you do.
to do
You
voodoo.
you threw them and then you knocked them over. It's something to do with that.
Kiteboarding is back in Pog form.
Okay, so I didn't mention, but the kiteboarding scenes are shot really really fun. I mean, it's kind of hard to
they're pretty
tell
good.
as we mentioned, what we're supposed to be looking for. But
Yeah, but they're doing crazy
They have the-
moves or like
They have the downwind race, so this is everybody they drive like 8 miles up the coast, and everybody has to race, and whoever's the first back.
Doesn't it look like they're shooting on like Lake Ontario
It
though? 'Cause, like
does.
the water's so green.
Yeah,
it's a little green,
and
yeah.
everything
I mean, I don't
it's
know
always
where
really
it's supposed to be.
overcast.
Yeah, but I mean, it probably, I don't know. I mean, obviously they didn't get to choose, but overcast is probably better to shoot in.
Yeah.
Here we get the fake Motley Crue as they're like, it's like, yeah, Motley Crue.
And I don't know if it was this scene. I think it was where somebody grabs a beer from a spectator
Yeah, by a bikini
while
babe.
they're kiteboarding.
Yeah, he goes up the ramp and then grabs the beer, and it's
It was
like, yeah.
And then this is not Billy. This is somebody else.
No.
Yeah, some blonde guy.
Billy
cool.
wins the race. And then Jake Wind is like, congratulations, you're going pro. You can compete with the other guys tomorrow.
You're in the pro amp or whatever.
And dear audience, don't anticipate seeing him do anything because you're not gonna.
Denise Richards comes up again and like grabs his crotch. You know, what the hell? You know, he's falling for Sky. He calls. I'm like, where's Michael Jai White? He calls him. You know, back at the one.
And he's like, Michael Jai White, how do you know if a girl likes you or not?
It's like, I
Michael
thought
Jai
this
White's
was about kiteboarding.
Yeah, he's like, oh, a girl.
I only discuss kiteboarding related matters, but
Kill a man.
No,
with
his
your fist.
advice is go with the girl that gives you the tingle.
Yeah, the tingle test.
Okay.
It's like if you brush.
is that
arms.
some kind of finger move? Or no.
Yeah. No, he's
Yeah.
like, how do I know if a girl's worth fighting for? It's very cheesy.
It gives you the tingle feeling. I thought I had heard the table feeling, and I was like, is that like a hand job under the table?
Yeah.
What's going on?
So is this where they go to the dinner party at Denise Richards'
has a
which is very awkward.
very awkward party. She wants to like bone everybody. It's like just how everyone is arranged in the room at different tables is very strange.
It's like Thanksgiving dinner where you have children's table, adult table, but there's like 3 tables in like not even all connected. It's bizarre.
It's very weird. She's like,
And then we get very involved in the Jake Wind assistant manager of the French world champion.
Oh, yeah.
Trying to rekindle their relationship.
We get a whole scene with them that are like, oh, okay, I guess we're supposed to care about
I love
this.
you. Will you marry me?
yeah, he gives her, he proposes.
Well, he's like, I proposed before and you threw it at me. And they talk about their whole romantic past, which was apparently 6 months ago. And then she's like, I wouldn't actually be with that French douchebag. And so I guess she's not
Just his
boning him?
manager,
Yeah,
maybe?
I
I
guess
don't
so. She's
know.
like, give me a little credit. So there's that. But it's like, who cares?
yeah, so it's a very weird.
There's all these
like,
couples
subplot.
in this movie now. So and also
Yeah.
you have Denise Richards who now wants to bone Skeeter.
Yeah, so
right?
Billy takes off and Skeet stays behind. So now they're like, you know, whatever. And now Billy professes his love to Sky in this scene. And it's like the writing in this scene is just, it's like Attack of the Clones level.
Yeah, it's like, I think we could be our forever, or just something like that.
he
It's
says,
terrible.
he goes, if only you could see inside my brain.
Yeah.
I missed that line.
Oh, God.
I laughed out loud a lot during this
Yeah,
movie, just like a
there's-
line delivery. I'm like,
yeah,
oh man.
So good.
Well, she owns up to her terrible past, which is really not that terrible.
Wait, is it here? Is it in this scene? I thought it was later on.
Oh, I don't know. I just watched this movie. I'm not sure. I thought it was that.
Where, because there's a scene later on where she's like, I've had a lot of bad people,
Oh,
stepfathers,
yeah, you know what? Yeah.
relationships.
I think that is later because, like, right before he's about to do the competition, she's like about to leave. And
Yeah,
it's
it's,
like,
just, it's like, what a flake.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they bone and then the competition
Yeah, and
is
they
the
have.
next.
Oh, wait,
they
can we
have
talk
sex.
about the sex scene?
Yeah.
Because it's so funny. Where she, like, takes off her shirt, no nudity.
You get some
And
side
then,
boob.
like, he gives 2 thrusts. He's like, ugh.
Yeah, and, you see,
And then he's done.
yeah, and like so, like again, I was like, whoa, like they're showing thrusting. You know, he has the tasteful sheet covering his butt.
Yeah,
and
and
then
like,
they just roll over and go to sleep.
Yeah.
And they're done. Yeah. It's like Tom Cruise in Top Gun
Yeah.
2.
Yeah, she is very sleepy in this movie. She falls asleep multiple times.
He's smoking too much weed.
Probably with Rad and Cal. Whoa! Then we get the
it's so funny.
This is the big competition. The director of the movie himself.
The big competition.
Yeah, so we saw Andrew
hosted
Stevens'
by
name.
Tony Smith, aka Andrew Stevens himself, the director of this movie.
We were waiting for him to show up.
He has like a host voice. Like it's like a radio voice. It's great.
He's great. He's got like a spiky white hairdo, but I think that's just his hair.
Yeah. This is the most boringly filmed like competition.
Well, they're just in front of like a sky.
But we're taken because Susan May, yes, that Susan May, the real kiteboarder, is co-hosting with him.
Oh, she's terrible.
Yeah,
and they
you
just
said you were like, she has to be a real athlete because she can't
deliver lines. And they're just reacting. They never show them watching anything, but they're just looking off screen, and they'll just cut back to them going, "Whoa!" Like what?
They really screwed that up, or something like that.
Like I'm sure it's not, but it looks like they're staring at stock footage of people kiteboarding.
Yeah.
But so it's just so blandly shot. It feels
like if based on this, it feels like 7 kiteboarders go out and just kind of like go around each other, and that is the competition.
Yeah, they go over one ramp each, and
they add some split screens.
Earlier in the movie, when Billy wins the downwind competition, the race, he says, I'm going to stay out here. I'm working on a little something new, like some new move. And then we get a point. There's a scene of the French guy watching him with comically large binoculars.
They're huge.
And he's watching them do this move. He's like a kind of like over-under flip thing that he can't.
But do we see the move?
No. And so he keeps trying to land it, and he keeps failing.
He fucks it up,
while he's watching him. So you think it's going to come back in the competition. Like it's going to come down to him and the French guy, and then he's going to have to do his big move, and he's going to win.
I'm sure that was the
think what happens is that move done in that very long montage?
I didn't see it.
That you see everyone's name.
No, it seems like he just does a 720 again.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't do it.
Yeah, if you do that, you have to call attention to it.
But then they give him the award, so if the French guy wins.
Spoiler alert.
I know.
Well, it's the very next scene. So, the French guy wins the competition. He's number 1, whatever. Skeet's
I was
number
shocked.
2.
I mean, well, also we alluded to the Sky was going to leave him, and then she doesn't.
Yeah. So what I was sure is they were going to give like 3rd place, 2nd place, and then 1st place is a tie. Now him and the French guy have to kind of face off.
I so thought that was going to happen.
No such thing.
No, what happens is the French guy wins, and like Billy gets like the most improved award, like some bullshit award they made up.
I think it was like, what was it? It was like
the Iconic Air Award.
Iconic Air
Award.
Which looks like a big crystal dildo.
What is that Simpsons joke? Like most outstanding achievement award.
In the field of excellence.
But it's like for
in the field of excellence.
For the best move or something like that?
Yeah, a move we didn't see.
And
then Wind.
Is there really a better move they could show us, or our imagination should fill in the blank?
And then Jake Wind gets a phone call.
Yeah, they cut back to Michael Jai White.
They're all watching this competition too.
They're loving, and Billy stares at him through the TV, and it gives him his little touch the heart.
He does a touch to the chest and the heart. Wait, I'm flipping through the movie as we talk, and he does like he grinds on a rail, and then that's it. He does a little turn and he lands backwards.
Yeah, which we saw him do earlier.
That's
well,
it.
You know what? Maybe they had another shoot planned, but then COVID hit. So
maybe I don't know.
Even though it was copyright 2019, so I think shooting probably didn't go into. I don't know.
So
I'm just making excuses.
Then we get the big cameo of the movie.
His phone says Virgin.
Jake Wind gets a phone call from Richard Branson, billionaire himself.
Did he shoot this himself on his phone?
Like Richard Branson is like, hey, I've been watching the kiteboarding channel. You better hire that Billy.
He said sign him. So he's going pro, or he's getting a big
But the thing is,
deal.
as Jake Wynn reveals, Richard Branson doesn't financially support this organization.
I guess they're just friends. It makes no sense.
Yeah.
He shot like too close to the camera where I'm like, whoa, like it's almost out of focus. Like back up, Richard.
Yeah,
Sir Richard.
Yeah, he's on his private island that he owns. Yeah, it's two very close shots of his face as he's walking outside, and then we get a long drone shot
just to show off,
flying away in his island. I don't know. So maybe the director knows Richard Branson.
No,
Andrew
Richard
Stevens?
Branson loves kiteboarding. I'm not kidding.
Really?
Well, it does seem like a
Yes.
rich person sport, like you said earlier. So,
Yeah, that's why he's in this.
Yeah.
He loves kiteboarding.
Wow.
So he was
'Cause-
probably like, "You're making a kiteboarding movie? I'm in."
I'm
Yeah.
in.
Except he's
It's like,
like,
sorry,
really
Richard, you
in.
can't be
So
in
I
it.
think he
Yeah.
beat the kiteboarding world record, which is very funny because it's like only something a rich guy could do.
Because like he could just practice it all the time on his private island.
Yeah, so billionaire British Sir Richard Branson is really into kite surfing, especially with beautiful women. And there's like footage of like a naked woman, I kid you not, hanging off Richard Branson as he's kiteboarding.
Oh my God.
Like completely naked.
Completely naked,
Oh
yes.
my god.
Good Lord. What a life.
I have too much money.
Yeah. Well, maybe is kiteboarding so like inaccessible unless you're rich because there just isn't an audience for it. So it's not
That
like
is absolutely. I searched kiteboarding online. And it's like, one of the reasons kiteboarding is so expensive is due to the popularity or lack of popularity.
Exactly.
Because there's not enough people doing kiteboarding equipment.
Oh,
yeah.
I see.
So, if
it's
there
very
was like
niche.
commercials, Nike for kiteboarding, and everyone was doing it, it would be a bigger business. But because there's not, there's no. You have to pay for all your equipment yourself.
The equipment is
Yeah.
very, I guess, like niche and specialized.
So at the
or
end of the
something.
movie, there's a jump 6 months later.
Yeah.
And they're like waiting for someone to arrive.
This
and
is-
I was
this is
like,
my
is it
favorite
going to be
part.
like Barack Obama? Who's like, oh, I'm a big fan of kiteboarding.
I thought it was going to be Richard Branson, which makes
Yeah.
no sense because we just saw him. But so they're on a yacht, and
This is like this mega yacht. It's like this 95-foot like catamaran. or
Look
something.
at these pieces of shit,
So
like in a hot tub too.
We forgot to mention, sorry, in the last scene, Jake Wind proposes to French girl in front of everyone.
No, he already proposed. She goes up on the
Oh
stage.
yeah, and she goes,
And she goes,
accept.
I will marry
and
you.
Everyone,
And everyone's like, yeah.
including Frenchie, which I guess I realized. I was like, why is he happy about this? But they actually weren't dating. I thought that he stole his girlfriend. Not the case. But yeah, everyone, and they should all be saying, who are these people? And why do I care?
Is Michael Jai White like, what is happening
Yeah,
now? Because we
why-
were watching on television.
Why do I care that these two randos are getting engaged? But yeah, so
6 months later, they're
still
in
together.
Spain. Beautiful photography, by the
Majorca.
way. It looks amazing.
Yeah, I mean, there's some stock footage in there.
Yeah, but they're on this catamaran. They've got the city in the background. It looks beautiful. Frenchie shows up on a jet ski with two gorgeous babes.
Two barely legal babes.
And he's like, this one is Bella and this one is Isabella. Brings him downstairs. So he's joined the Wind Voyager, I guess is their team. Wind.
How are these people rich?
I don't
It's not
know.
How are they
kiteboarding,
making
right?
money?
Like,
Yeah, I don't. Well, he's signed to Jake Wynn's company, but what the fuck do they do? I don't
is like
know.
the only kiteboarding company. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
listen, you're gonna need to smuggle some drugs into other countries.
Yeah. In your kiteboard.
They'll never suspect a kiteboarder.
Yeah, so it's like the French guy is hooking up with these two women. It's like Skeet's there. He goes down into his bedroom, and Denise
there?
Richards.
Denise Richards.
A very slow motion turnaround.
Yeah, and
to
the
camera.
That makes her look
magical
3 feet
sound.
tall.
Yeah.
Because of the angle that they're shooting it from.
Yeah, and she's all like, kind of brown and leathery and stuff. She's got champagne. So they start boning, and it's like really uncomfortable. It's gross.
It's like a sex boat. Everyone's
it's-
having sex.
And Billy and Sky are in the hot tub.
Yeah, they're like, and then we get a
And they're like, kiteboarding will never not be popular or financially viable.
2 weeks later.
Yeah.
The boat is on fire.
Yeah, and then cut to montage of all the names of the
So
real
it
kiteboarders.
says professional boarders, but the stills make it seem like the people died. Like it's just like a still frame of them like, looking into the camera and smiling. Yeah, I'm like, did I miss a like in memory of all the people who were lost through this great kiteboarding sport?
Yeah, through the filming of this movie.
It just has like their birth and death dates.
But we get to meet all the famous kiteboarders. Sensi Graves, Colleen Carroll.
I mean, I did like
Sam
there's a lot of
Light.
female representation in this movie because they say like, okay, that's the boys.
Do you know who
team.
Canada's representative in kiteboarding is?
Is
like
it
something Cunningham.
Greg Cunningham?
Yeah, Craig Cunningham, brother of Colin.
Like he could be your long lost relative.
I don't think so.
Yeah, the Cunninghams don't associate with kiteboarders.
With kiteboarders. What do
Yeah.
you do? You're not related to me.
Anyway, that's the movie.
Let's send it.
It did feel like there was a bit of filler in it.
A bit of filler?
Yeah, to the point where I was like, okay, I thought this was going to be like a 75-minute movie. It's
an hour 40.
An hour 40, although, yeah, maybe a lot of that is credits. It definitely didn't need to be as long as it was. It has like some things that a lot of sports movies have, but it's missing a lot that's as I mentioned.
So making the sport exciting.
Yeah, making it understandable, a climax. It's missing these things. And instead there's the romance plot, which is not super great, but I still had a lot of fun with this movie and I'd recommend it, but just like it's not even as good as something like Rad.
Well, no, Rad
is better than Rad.
I don't know about masterpiece, but Rad was pretty good.
I'm looking at my score here on Letterboxd. Did I give Rad 5 stars?
No,
4 stars.
Yeah.
Okay,
Rad's awesome.
I would say, it's a great summer movie, but it kind of looks like they're in a lake like a shitty lake the entire time.
It's not super sunny. It's like cloudy.
A lot of overcast. Even like they have to break for rain at one point. It's like raining.
Yeah, but it's like CGI rain.
It's like the fakest looking rain.
The shittiest CGI rain.
But I still enjoyed this. It's like it's definitely something silly
it's
to
a
put
cheesy,
on.
breezy
and
watch.
I like the whole kiteboarding world, and I liked the scenes. Like
April's gonna go and grab a kiteboard. She's gonna hit the waves in Lake Ontario.
The sport.
You're gonna bring
photography
it back.
and also. We haven't done a lot of new movies. I picked this, by the way. We haven't done a lot of new movies that aren't martial arts vanity pictures. So I wanted to pick something that has that digital look, but that is in a different genre. So that's why I picked this movie, and it's available to rent on iTunes.
I mean, you Two Chainz fans, run, don't walk to check out Send It.
Exactly.
Can't stop talking about them.
Wait, you guys never picked your favorite things, did you?
I did. I said the shaka.
I like the whole end scene when everyone's friends and everything. They're all having a good time on Sex Boat.
Right.
Sex boat.
They're on the sex boat.
MILF Manor.
So if you want to email the podcast, we're at nosuchthingasabadmovie@gmail.com, and we're on Twitter at nosuchthingpod. We're also on YouTube if you want to listen to our episodes on there. And consider supporting us on Patreon, patreon.com/nosuchthingasabadmovie. If you're subscribed at the $5 level, you get a bonus episode every 2 weeks and access to commentaries and over 100 of these episodes. The most recent one.
What commentaries have we done? We did the animated film Colin worked on.
We did The Wild.
And did a voice for.
We did Parole Violators, and I think that's it. So maybe
the Wolverine Origins.
Well, it wasn't a commentary.
Oh, it was an episode.
But
we didn't do a commentary.
It was an episode of talking.
We should do a commentary on that. I feel like Colin would have a lot to say.
Even though we did an episode on
back
it.
To back.
Could, yeah. Well, you know what? Maybe we'll do a poll like, what movies would you like us to do a commentary on, say, because it's been a while.
It's been a while.
Yeah, and if you want to find me, I'm on Twitter and Instagram at April Atmansky.
You can find me every week on the Bay Street Video Podcast, where we talk about new movies coming out, like Send It. So basically, the movies that no one else is talking about.
Yes.
Bay Street Video Podcast with Mark Hansen, and also on Twitter at DeCluJ, DCLOUX, the letter J.
You can find me on Twitter, Sergeant Sima, SGTZIMA.
Ooh, I should point out as well that I'm doing another 24-hour summer movie, Mind Melter.
Ooh. That's right.
It's happening, I'm looking at the dates right now, June 10th. Starting at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, going for 24 hours on Twitch TV/Important Cinema Club.
Those
so
are
check that out.
A lot of fun, so I would suggest
definitely
checking
that out. And this episode is going to drop the day before.
Is it?
So, yeah.
Oh no, we're gonna steal your audience.
This week is the Patreon one, so yeah.
Well, they're listening on the Friday, and they're like, "All right, I'm clearing my weekend."
They're just gonna be so exhausted from listening to it.
Must check it out. And so that's it for us. Make sure you send it out there and
send it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
guys, we really sent it, didn't we?
Write us.
We sent it.
Write us an email. Send it.
Yeah. I'm April Atmansky.
I'm Justin DeGlobe.
I'm Colin Cunningham.
And remember, there's no such thing as a bad movie.
Send it.
Send it.
Sound really excited about it. Send it.